Hello. In this video, we will review an introduction to the single IRB review process and the IREx platform for single IRB or reviewing IRB personnel, known in IREx as SIRB liaisons. Let's begin with a brief introduction to SIRB review. To begin, it's important to understand that human research protections involves more than just the IRB review of the 46 111 criteria for approval of research. For each study, an institution must also conduct a HIPAA privacy review, verify the local study team has the necessary training and qualifications, confirm the institution has the resources to complete the study, conduct ancillary reviews like radiation safety if needed, verify the study is conducted in compliance with local and state laws and institutional policies, and identify and manage any conflicts of interest. When using a single IRB or SIRB, the SIRB assumes responsibility for the IRB review. However, the other pieces of this pie remain the responsibility of the local institution because they know this information best. These pieces are called local considerations. The SMART IRB agreement defines local considerations in Section 6.6 of the reciprocal agreement and states that it is the relying institution's responsibility to document and communicate this information to the reviewing IRB for each study. IREx makes it easy for relying sites to do this by capturing local considerations in 3 simple surveys. Once these surveys are complete, the single IRB should have all the information it needs to complete its IRB review of the site. As you can tell, there is a lot of documentation and communication that needs to happen between the SIRB and relying sites. Single IRB review requires collaboration, and that's where IREx comes in. Now, a brief IREx overview. IREx is a free web-based system to help SIRBs and lead study teams manage the SIRB review process for the life of the study, not just site onboarding. As you can see by IREx's goals listed here, IREx aims to empower lead study teams, provide standardization and harmonization to the SIRB process, and capture SIRB review process metrics. Really, IREx is here to complement your local IRB system and existing processes, and serve as a go-between for your sites and your eIRB system, which your sites likely can't access. If IREx is aiming to empower lead study teams to be the driver of the SIRB review process, where does that leave the SIRB? Primarily out of IREx and in their local eIRB system. The SIRB's primary responsibilities in IREx, listed here, center around the actual creation of the study in the system, designating the appropriate lead site personnel, and indicating study level features so IREx knows how to set up the study for your relying sites. First, the SIRB creates the study shell. This can be done at any time, as soon as the request to serve as the SIRB is submitted, anytime prior to lead site approval, or after the lead site is approved. All that's needed to create the study shell is the study title, sponsor, and a draft protocol. Next, the SIRB completes the study setup. Here, study-specific preferences are indicated, along with things like the reliance agreement and site instructions. Then the lead study team, PI, and coordinators are listed. In IREx, the lead site coordinators are called study managers. It is possible that a PI is also the study manager for their study, and that can be indicated in IREx as well. If the SMART IRB Reliance Agreement is being used, the SIRB will next complete the Study-Specific Reliance Plan, or SSRP. The SSRP accounts for the flexible elements of reliance and complements the SMART IRB implementation checklist and documentation tool. Finally, if the SIRB is capturing local considerations in IREx, study elements are confirmed. Choosing and confirming applicable study elements allows the relying sites to more easily provide robust local considerations information for the SIRB to review. Once the SIRB staff have completed these steps and created the study, they are able to hand off the rest of the IREx duties to the lead study team, whom IREx empowers to advance sites through the onboarding process and disseminate approvals via IREx throughout the life of the study. IREx has a vast resource library available to help any user through any part of the process, and our top-notch support team is always on hand to answer any questions. For any questions you may have about IREx or using our demo site, please email us at admin@irbexchange.org. Thanks for watching.